Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Hoff's Horrorfest, Hoff's public domain Horrorfest specifically. I am your host, Hoff Matthews. Thank you all for tuning in for our show tonight. That's right, we're streaming live from Hoff Manor. This is fully live. I've been following all of the Twitter discourse on fireworks and all that. And this is a live comedy show and horror movie screening series. This is a show which, basically we show a horror movie and we do a bunch of comedy host segments throughout, kind of like what's happening right now. This is a show we used to do live, physically live at Cantina Royal in Brooklyn. And of course they had to stop doing shows due to COVID-19. And I personally decided to leave New York City and come here to my ancestral estate of Hoff Manor to ride out the pandemic. And, we're doing the show again, we're doing it online, and because we don't know how to figure out how to get streaming licenses for movies, we're doing all older, classic horror films which have fallen into the public domain. Like tonight's selection, The Terror from 1963, or our previous selection, House on Haunted Hill, which was back in May. We were going to do our terror show a few weeks ago, but we did put the show on hold for a little bit because we wanted to give everybody, including, I guess, mainly ourselves, a chance to focus on the Black Lives Matter protests, which have been happening and which are still ongoing. And we're back now, but we did still want to do something to support that movement. So right off the bat here, I do want to tell you guys, for this show, we are encouraging donations to this Act Blue Fund, which is basically dividing up donations amongst a variety of bail, mutual aid, and racial justice organizations around the country. I believe it's 71 organizations total. The money is divided up evenly amongst them, and it's a good, very sort of broad-based way to give to this really important movement that's happening right now. And if you give during the show tonight, we will be matching your donations up to a total of $333. So go to that link. I'm going to put the link in the stream chat right now for you. It's not a phishing scheme of some sort. It is real. There you go. And go to the link, give, and then send your receipt to hoffshorrorfest@gmail.com. And if, whatever donations we get, we will match up to $333. If we make our goal, if you guys give $333 and we give $333, that's a total donation of $666, which is a very cool, horror-themed amount of money for us to give to a very worthy cause. So, again, that is this Act Blue Fund for community bail funds, mutual aid funds, and racial justice organizations. That's the URL for it. I'm going to put that up in the corner of the screen during our break segments here. And I hope you guys can contribute. So, like I said, tonight's film is The Terror from 1963, directed by Roger Corman. And this is a film which is really probably most famous for its production history. It was made because Roger Corman was making a different movie, The Raven, and he finished up the shooting 2 days early, so he decided to use the time he had left over on those sets to shoot some scenes for a new movie, and then he figured he could figure out the rest of that new movie later. And The Terror is the new movie which resulted from that process. It's about as confusing as you would expect, given what I just told you. And part of what's funny is that The Terror itself was then reused a few years later in the movie Targets. Roger Corman produced that movie, and he told the director, Peter Bogdanovich, you need to use some scenes from The Terror to pad out the runtime of your movie so that we save money on your budget. So this is a movie which was sort of made from scraps and then used as scraps itself. And we at Hoff's Horrorfest found that really inspiring, because we are now trying to do this show weekly. That hasn't happened yet, but if we do it next week, then that'll have been 2 weeks in a row. And it's a lot of work. I'm not going to lie to you guys. This show is a lot of work to do, easily much more work than it is worth in any realistic sense, but we love doing it. But it is sometimes like, it would be nice if we could reuse some of our old material instead of having to come up with new material all the time. So we did actually pad out this opening segment with clips from older Hoff's Horrorfest shows. And I hope you guys don't mind. It's very helpful for us. And, you know, it's going to be very smooth. I don't know if you guys will even notice that there are old show clips in this opening segment. But I guess we'll find out. So, again, just to reiterate, this is Hoff's Horrorfest. I'm your host, Hoff Matthews. Yep. And our film, you know, I told you about how it was made and some background info, but I didn't really say what it was about. So it's called The Terror. What do you think that means? What do you think is the titular terror of The Terror?
You could get hit by a bus. You could get cancer. Climate change is going to make this planet uninhabitable pretty soon.
No, that's, whoops, sorry, skipped ahead a little bit there. Spoiler alert. No, those are not the things that are terrifying in The Terror. The Terror is about ghostly phenomena at a old castle in Europe. Jack Nicholson, a young Jack Nicholson, plays a French military officer, Lieutenant Andrei Duvalier, who gets led to this castle by a mysterious young woman. And who do you think he meets in the castle? Who do you think might be living there? Could it be the person from the clip that I just accidentally queued up too early?
Count Apnea.
No, it's not Count Apnea living in the castle. It is Boris Karloff, horror icon Boris Karloff, playing an aging baron whose deceased wife may have some connection to this mysterious young woman who's in the mix. And Nicholson and Karloff, they kind of end up at odds with each other, and ultimately, Nicholson's attitude is basically, I'm not here to make friends, and since I can't smash, I'm likely to make enemies, you heard? Unless I can fuck one of those ghosts. Yeah, some of you might remember that one from the House on Haunted Hill show. And, well, like I said, or I don't know if I mentioned this, but this all takes place in Europe. So, what do you think British werewolves might have to say about all this?
We're monsters, so we support the Tory party.
Interesting. Let me think. Is there anything else that I need to address or talk about before we get into the film?
Monsters who only attack people who have genital herpes.
No, that's not relevant to this movie. So I guess that's it. I hope you guys enjoy the film. Like I said, it can be kind of confusing, but it's really a big vibes movie. Lots of powerful vibes in The Terror. Very atmospheric. I think it shows a strong influence from Mario Bava, even though Bava was very early on in his own career at this time. If you guys are familiar with the great Italian director Mario Bava, it's a good movie, The Terror, and I think you guys are going to enjoy it. And I hope you do, because, you know how we feel about horror movies here at Hoff's Horrorfest.
You want fucking horror movies? Here, have some fucking horror movies, man!
Yes. I got a DVD rack dumped over my head, so, I'm going to use the clip. I'm going to use it as much as I possibly can. All right. So we are going to start the film. I will say we did make some alterations to the actual movie, me and my co-producer, Andrei Alupului. Not that much. Most of what you see will just be the straight film, but there will be some moments where you might catch little Easter eggs that we added in, and I hope you guys enjoy that. All right, I'll be back in 15 minutes or so. Again, I hope that you guys will donate to this Act Blue fund for a variety of racial justice organizations. Hoping we get to that goal of $333. We'll be matching all your donations, and yeah, that's the deal. So please enjoy Act 1 of The Terror.
To Kolben. I was separated from my regiment at Arstadt. Do you have any drinking water? I'm very thirsty.
Clear water from the mountain.
Thank you. Hello. I'd like a word with you. You never said goodbye to me.
In fact, you never even said hello. It isn't an act of treason to talk to me. I'm a weary, disillusioned soldier, and you're the only pleasant sight that I've seen in 7 months. Go ahead, it's permitted for you to laugh. Wait, you haven't told me your name.
My name's Elaine. Come on, I want to show you something.
What's wrong?
Rest yourself, young man. You're safe here. Here, take this for your strength. God knows help is a very rare thing in this forest. Take it whenever it's offered to you.
That bird, he attacked me.
I'm afraid you're wrong. She's quite harmless. Here. Hold out your arm. She only seems dangerous. Actually, she's very affectionate, which is very unusual for a bird.
Take it back.
Oh, that is too bad. Little girl liked him, didn't you? This is Gustav. He brought you here. Gustav fed your horse.
Where's Helene?
This is Helene.
No, not the bird. The girl. Where is the girl?
There is no girl.
Of course there's a girl. I saw her. She spoke to me.
Perhaps you were tired from your long journey and had a pleasant illusion. Gustav, have you ever seen a girl here? Gustav sometimes imagines things. If he could speak, I think we would find that his mind is warped. Such is the will of God, to endow and deprive. The only thing of beauty you'll find in this forest is Helene.
Hello. I was afraid you'd drown. So you are real. I started to think. Who are you? Wait, danger. Wait. Quicksand. The girl was trying to kill me.
She knows not what she does. Her will is not her own.
You mean she's insane?
Possessed. She needs your help.
Help? How can I help her?
The castle of the Baron von Lepp. You will find her there. I can say no more. There's great danger. Find Eric. Eric knows.
All right, there we go. That's Act 1. Thank you to everybody who's been donating so far. You guys are great. To everybody else, I gotta say, I'm not impressed. I think you guys can do better. I think if Joe Bob Briggs was hosting a Black Lives Matter fundraiser, we'd see bigger numbers. I think you guys, if you want to compete, you got to show me more. That's what I'm saying. So, anyway, this is a haunted castle movie, but as you can see from the first act, it's also kind of a beach movie, right? He's on the beach a lot. This was shot in Southern California, I believe. And, you know, some of you are maybe thinking around this time, you know, summer's started. Are we going to the beach this season? Is it safe for us to go to the beach, or are there precautions we need to take? And this movie is interesting because I think it actually illustrates a lot of important do's and don'ts when it comes to beach going during a pandemic, especially in terms of the behavior of Lieutenant Andrei Duvalier. And I'm going to go through some of those right now. He actually does a lot right, I have to say. Lieutenant Duvalier does a lot of really smart stuff. For one thing, he is very good about social distancing, right? He's always maintaining at least 6 feet between himself and others. And most of the time, he actually maintains a distance of several miles between himself and the nearest person. So that is really ideal. He's also very diligent about washing his hands. We know that washing your hands is very important. You gotta sing the happy birthday song twice while you're doing that. He's French. Maybe they do Frère Jacques or something. I don't know exactly. But he's washing his hands. That's good. And he's wearing personal protective equipment, in this case, a French military uniform. So that stuff is all very good. But he's not perfect. He's making some mistakes. For example, if you are feeling sick at any point, you are supposed to go home. You shouldn't just hang around in public and risk infecting other people with whatever it is you have. Now, obviously, he's in the Confederation of the Rhine at this point, which is what would become modern-day Germany, and he is from France, so going home is a bit of a long journey for him. But still, you got to take other people's safety into account. And finally, health experts do advise that if you're going to the beach this summer, you really should not get into a fight with a bird. They're not known to spread COVID-19, but they do have sharp beaks and talons, and they may be possessed by some sort of spirit or demon. I don't want to spoil anything, but you never know, right? So it's just better safe than sorry. I realized I forgot to turn my air conditioner off for this break. It's very hot in Hoff Manor in this suit jacket, but I'll be better about it next time, guys, if there's too much noise on the stream. Let's see some more of the film.
The ride to Colbin is long and far safer by day. If you leave now, you can rejoin your regiment by dusk.
Where is Gustav?
What do you want him for?
I want him to show me where the castle of the Baron von Lepp is.
No one's lived in the castle for years. And besides, Gustav has gone away for a few days.
Perhaps you'd show me the way to the castle.
Why are you so interested in the Baron?
I never said that I was. But the girl that I followed last night and spoke to, I believe that she lives there.
Told you. There is no girl.
That is nonsense. You recognize her, don't you?
No.
I'll find the castle myself.
No, wait!
Don't go to the castle. I have told you the truth. There is no girl. Mark me, you are getting yourself into things beyond your understanding. Leave now, while you can.
I intend to find her.
Please don't tell the Baron that I am here.
Anyone here? Hello, it's me, Andrei. In the name of the government of France, I order you to open this door.
Your pardon, young sir. I was at my devotions. I did not hear you.
I'm sorry, sir, but surely I made enough noise to awaken the dead.
The government of France. I've seen the uniforms of many governments in my time. What would a soldier of France be wanting here?
Shelter, for one thing. Permit me to introduce myself, Lieutenant Andrei Duvalier, 5th Chasseur.
Baron Victor Frederick von Lepp. I suggest you will find better shelter at the village inn.
Thank you, Baron, but I've had my fill of village inns. Surely you wouldn't want to inconvenience a French officer.
Come in. What you see, Lieutenant, are the remains of a noble house. Relics, ghosts of past glories.
A noble heritage is something to be proud of, Baron. I'm afraid we've forgotten that in France.
Ah, yes. Your name, Duvalier, your family.
My father was the Comte de Valier. Was until they spilled his head into a basket one morning in the Place de la Concorde.
Forgive me for reviving painful memories. You must be cold and tired, Lieutenant. Some cognac?
I'd like that, Baron. Thank you.
Sit down. Stefan?
Yes, Baron.
Cognac for our guest.
Yes, Baron.
Baron, I wonder if I might ask, who was the young woman I saw in the window before you came to the door?
Young woman? Oh, I'm afraid you're mistaken.
No, I'm not mistaken. I saw her. Dark hair and eyes, about 20.
Well, I'm quite sure you think you saw someone, but...
Baron, I am in full possession of my faculties.
Please, allow me to show you something. You should never believe everything your eyes tell you, young man. Is that the girl you think you saw?
Yes, of course.
Before you say anything else, examine the portrait closely, the signature, and above all, the date.
$1786? But that's 20 years ago. It's incredible. It's the same girl, and she hasn't changed a bit.
She has been dead for 20 years.
With all respect, Baron, for a ghost, she's a very active young woman.
You're speaking of the Baroness von Lepp, my wife.
I beg your pardon, Baron. I meant no offense. Perhaps the resemblance was not quite as much as I had thought. The girl at the window...
Lieutenant Duvalier, the only occupants of this castle are Stefan and myself. You are the first visitor since the turn of the century.
Of course, Baron.
Stefan will see you to your room.
Thank you.
go down there! I'm coming down. Wait for me!
All right, unlock this door. Do you hear me? Unlock this door, I'm gonna shoot through the door.
Spooky. Creepy stuff. Because this is a public domain show, we are showing a lot of older films. And this is, I guess, the first movie we've shown which is actually a period piece taking place in the 19th century. And so I wanted to sort of find out a little bit more about the historical context that this story takes place in. And so if I can get the tech to work here, I'm going to bring on our guest for this show. He is a distinguished academic, and he's going to talk to us about basically the history of this region at this particular time in this film. So if we can get this Zoom window up, we will be speaking with Professor Roger Corman from the Yale School of Horror. And bear with us here, folks. He's a professor of horror, not of technology, so he may be a little tricky for him. Okay, let me just pull up this window. Hold on for a second. You're not on yet, Professor. Let's see. There we are. All right, Professor Roger Corman from the Yale School of Horror. Let's see. I don't think your audio is going through quite yet. Bear with me here for a moment. Love the cat, by the way. Very cute. All right, I think you're on now, Professor. Sound off in the chat if you guys can't hear what the professor is saying, but I think we should be good from this point.
Hello.
Yes.
Are we going?
All right, welcome. Thank you so much for coming on the show, Professor.
Oh my! Thank you for having me. It's a real thrill. I don't often get to go on television and explain what I do at my job. So I'm very excited for this opportunity. Thank you.
Yeah, well, this is not a television show. This is just a Twitch live stream. But we're very happy to have you. So glad that you're enthusiastic.
The people in the teachers' lounge are going to be jealous. Let's just leave it at that. I'm excited to talk about this movie with you because Roger Corman is often associated with schlock, but at the same time there's a lot of depth to his work, and there's a lot more going on under the hood of this movie than you might expect.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's start broad. Just tell us what's happening in the movie we're watching right now.
Yes, well, so I'm tuning in. I'm a fan. So I noticed you mentioned that this is during the Napoleonic era and all that. So I'm gonna expound on that. The film takes place in 1808, according to the summary. That's about 5 years into the Napoleonic Wars, which lasted 15 years. We know that it's somewhere in the Confederation of the Rhine. So would you mind showing the first slide that I sent you?
Sure. Yep, it's up. Getting a little crowded with the graphics on the screen here, but yep, there it is.
So the Confederation of the Rhine was a collection of Germanic states that were first conquered by France towards the beginning of the conflicts. And what's interesting about this film is that it opens on a beach. And if you can see in the illustration there, you'll notice not a lot of coastline in that area of the world. So now we can sort of pinpoint the location of the film to somewhere on Germany's northern coastline of the Baltic Sea between Denmark and Poland. Do you mind showing the second slide?
Yeah, there you go. That's up.
Okay, so beyond that, we know that there is a castle. There's only 2 castles on that stretch of the coast, so now we're looking at either Rostock or Greifswald. Do you mind showing slide 3?
Sure, there it is. Oh yeah, Rostock and yeah.
Yeah, so it's in one of those locations. So we've narrowed it down. Now we sort of have to dig a little deeper into the character of Jack Nicholson.
Wow, I mean, this is so cool. This is like doing detective work on a piece of fiction. I love this.
Thank you, Hoff. That's flattering, but it's what we academics do every day. So before I get on to Jack, I just want to say I would personally suspect Greifswald from the beginning, because of the way that the coastline curves. So the location here was clearly some sort of a bay, and Rostock is so anyway, if you look at Jack Nicholson's epaulets, show slide 4, please.
Yeah. Okay. You don't need
so. Yeah, so slide 4 there, if you look at his epaulets, do you see how one dangles over his shoulder and the other rests flat? You know, that's a sign of disgrace.
Oh, okay. It's fine if there's somebody in the background, Professor. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
You said the epaulets are a sign of disgrace?
Disgrace, yes. A lot of French soldiers in this area were excommunicated for being dog fuckers and eating rancid meat.
Did you say dog fuckers?
Yeah, dog fuckers. They're eat rancid meat and fuck them. I'm a Yale professor. I'm on TV right now. This is my opportunity. You're making me look like a buffoon. You're making me look like a fucking.
This is not TV. You don't need to.
Asshole,
it's not.
Take whatever book you want. Take it. I don't. You ruined my career. You ruined.
Yeah. Whoops. Sorry about that, folks. Guess Professor was not exactly ready for prime time there. I hope you learned a little bit at the beginning there, but yeah, my apologies for all that. Let's just watch some more of the movie. And by the way, keep donating. You might be the person who gets us to the goal. Who knows? So donate and let's watch some more of The Terror.
I kept to the shadows, sir. He did not see me. He's a strange one, though. He showed no fear.
Well, he must leave at once.
You think perhaps he's not merely a traveler?
Why do you say that?
He might have heard things in the village.
Oh, nonsense. He's a soldier. He doesn't listen to old wives' tales. The important thing is that he leave with all due speed.
I shall see to it, sir.
But of his own accord. We must show him the respect his position and rank demand. Outwardly.
I understand, sir.
So, must you intrude on a dead as well as a living?
If I intrude, Stefan, I shall leave it to my host to so inform me.
Why have you come to Castle von Lepp? What do you want here?
You seem to have things strangely confused in your mind. You're the servant, not I. I'll ask the questions. This was once a place of worship. Why have the holy objects been removed?
The Baron ordered it. When his wife, the Baroness Ilsa, passed away.
Then this became her tomb?
No, just the entrance to it. The von Lepp family crypt lies below, beneath the cemetery. She rests there with 4 centuries of von Lepps. That's been sealed for 20 years.
Nonsense. It must have been open last night. The girl must have passed through here.
As the Baron told you, sir, there is no girl.
No girl. Well, we shall see. Come with me to the stable, Stefan. I wish to attend to my horse.
Wait, Lieutenant. That's what I came to tell you. Your horse is gone. Apparently it bolted during the night.
Impossible. You're lying. Why?
No, sir, I'm not lying.
Hear me well, Stefan. I'm sick of all of these lies. First the old woman, then the Baron, and now you.
The old woman, you mean?
Never mind. What about my horse?
I shall get you another one from the village at once, sir. Believe me, Lieutenant, I have no desire to interfere with your departure from this castle.
You seem very anxious to be rid of me. Is it because you're afraid I might find out about Eric?
Eric?
So there is an Eric. That at least was not a lie.
Lieutenant, please, don't involve yourself in these dead matters. There is nothing here but an old man and his decaying memories. I beg of you, leave him in peace.
Will you join me, Lieutenant?
No, thank you, Baron. I've just come from the stables. My horse is gone.
Your horse is gone?
Yes, I believe it was stolen, Baron.
Oh, impossible, Dick. The stable door perhaps was left open and the animal bolted. Not an unusual thing.
In itself, no. But there are certain other mysteries I would like to have explained, Baron, and I mean to have them explained.
How dare you take that tone with me?
I don't mean to be abrupt, but I will have answers.
Well?
Now, why did you remove the portrait of the Baroness from the wall?
I sent it away for renovation. The dampness of these walls puts a mold on the pigment.
You evade very cleverly, Baron. Can you also explain the violin music and the girl in the chapel last night?
You saw her again?
So you admit there's a girl?
Ilsa.
Ilsa, is that her name? Answer me, Baron.
Please, please, leave me in peace,
If I leave you now, Baron, I will come back with a company of my men, and I will tear this place down around your ears until I find her. Is that clear?
Very clear.
All right, now, what happened to the Baroness? Was her death violent?
Yes, her death was violent.
How did she die?
You spare me nothing. 20 years ago, I was not the man you're looking at now. This land, this estate prospered. My people lived well and were happy. My wife had died some years before, and I was lonely. Then, one day in the village, I saw Ilsa, a peasant girl who'd come to live there with her mother. Oh, I could have taken her. As nobles have taken the daughters of peasants since the beginning of time, but I loved her. And she became the Baroness von Lepp. Almost immediately afterwards, I was called away for military service, a rebellion in the Polish province. I was gone for nearly a year. When the fighting was over, I hurried home to my bride. No one knew of my coming, and I surprised her in her room. She was not alone. She laughed at me, said her bed was not for me to find another. With my own hands, I killed her.
And her lover?
Stefan took care of him. Later, I gave out a story that she had died of some malaise. No one ever knew of her betrayal of me, or how, in fact, she did die.
Except for Stefan.
For 20 years, I've not set foot beyond the walls of this castle. I've lived here alone with the memory of the dreadful thing I did that night. That is my penance.
And now you believe what? That the ghost of Ilsa has come back to relieve you of your penance? Is that it?
Yes.
How long has the spirit been coming to the castle?
It all began 2 years ago. At first I was terrified, but now I'm eager for our every meeting.
One more question, Baron. Has anyone else except yourself seen the spirit? Stefan, for instance.
You think I'm mad, don't you?
Right now, Baron, I'm not sure just what I think.
Ah. But don't forget, you saw her too. Perhaps we're both mad.
Ilsa. The name sounds strange to me here by the sea.
It is your name. Don't you remember?
My name is Helene. The old woman told me.
She lies.
She summoned me from the sea.
must go back. Your soul is troubled, Ilsa.
Go back? To Eric?
To the sea.
Only when the sea enters the crypt. We shall rest there together, he and I, beneath the sea.
It is an evil thing. You must not do it, Ilsa.
I must obey the old woman.
The Frenchman, he can help you, Ilsa.
Andrei? The old one calls. She warned you, Gustav. Do not interfere. She's been patient with you long enough, but no more.
Tetragrammaton, Metroton Usagla, Metheos Sabaoth. O powers of darkness, let the spirit of Ilsa sink deeper, deeper into this mortal form. Helene, be as though you never were. Spirit of Ilsa, see through these eyes, speak through these lips. Do my bidding, for only then shall you find release from your torment. You are becoming stronger now, quite strong. Soon you shall have the strength to carry out my vengeance. Vengeance. And the dark powers will set you free, for I have promised them a richer prize.
Good afternoon.
Who are you?
An appropriate question, but I'm afraid I'm the one who should be doing the asking. I'm invited in, of course.
What do you want of me?
You realize that this is the property of the Baron Victor von Lepp? And that is forbidden for any of the villagers to set foot here, much less make it their home? How long have you been living here?
Only 2 months.
Perhaps I should tell you. You see, I've just come from Kleinschmidt, where you are not totally unknown. You've lived here slightly more than 2 years. Your name is Katerina, and you originally come from Kolben, where you were quite unpopular because of, certain activities. They call you Katerina the heretic, the witch.
They were fools.
Why do you live here? What do you want?
I haven't any money. This was the only place that wasn't burned to the ground, so I brought my things in here.
Where did you find the girl?
Is no girl.
I saw her. She was sitting in this chair.
There is no girl.
I know what she is. Old woman, I know what she is. Listen to me, and listen to me very carefully. I don't know what you want, nor do I fully understand your black abilities. But if the two of you have not returned to Kolben within one night, I shall come back here and kill you with my own hands, and burn this place to the ground once and for all.
And you know who once lived here all those years ago?
know who lived here?
Eric.
Is the Frenchman gone?
No.
Why not?
He now refuses to leave. I don't think he will leave of his own accord.
He must. I gave you definite orders.
Baron, no one knows this officer is here. If he should never arrive in Copeland.
Are you suggesting that...
It's the only way.
That I will never countenance. God knows I have enough upon my conscience without the senseless murder of a young man who never harmed me.
How do you know what harm he plans? You want him wandering around the castle? Do you want him down in the crypt?
Enough. The crypt is no concern of yours.
Andrei, help me. Andrei. Come to me. Come to me, Andrei. I need you.
Where are you?
What is the meaning of this intrusion?
I'm sorry, Baron. I thought I heard voices.
Does that give you the right to burst into my room unannounced?
I beg your pardon, Baron.
Stefan has gone to the village to get you another horse. It will save us both embarrassment if he will leave the moment he returns.
There can be no doubt of it, sir. Ilsa?
All right. Spooky hallways. You guys are catching some of our background stuff here. I actually think you've been missing a little bit of it this time around, but keep your eyes peeled. So I was talking earlier about how this film has a history of recycling and being recycled. And, Roger Corman, he was a very frugal filmmaker. But, I mean, people really respect him partly from his filmmaking, but also because he inculcated the talents of a lot of younger filmmakers and sort of gave them their start. People like Jonathan Demme and Martin Scorsese even. So we thought, well, let's sort of carry on his legacy by reusing old stuff, but also using it to usher in new talents. So we took all of the footage from The Terror, which is all in the public domain, and we gave it to an up-and-coming, hot, young filmmaker now to say, well, let's see if you can make a totally new movie out of this material and, whatever contributions you might want from us. And so they rose to the challenge, and this filmmaker, they just sent me their final edit of the film that they made using those materials. So I'm hoping the file format will work here, but I'm going to try to pull it up right now. So give me a second, folks.
Food's good. Hi. Say, how many more days do we have left on this Bitcoin mining farm anyway? Right. Yeah, until we get relieved.
The main thing to remember is that this company is a family. The wind did blow, and the sails did fill, and the young sweet
Well,
class...
if you're gonna start singing, then I'm just gonna deal with my chores.
You're not cracking on me already, are ye?
No.
This castle's got a lot of goddamn hallways. Where was I going again? I think Hoff's gonna try to kill me. God, I'm so horny. Where did this shit even come from? Is it from the Bitcoin mining machines? Maybe I should just apply to that job watching snuff videos at Facebook.
Oh, hey, is this where all the Bitcoin is mined?
You're not supposed to be in here, boyo.
Sorry, the door was wide open.
I'll kill ye if you come in here again.
Enough with the threats, man. I'm gonna report you to HR.
You better not!
Oh. Man, working in tech sucks. God damn birds!
There you go. I don't know if you guys can still hear the audio or I'm hearing the end of it. Robert Eggers' contribution, which now that I've seen it, I have to say I do think it's a bit derivative. It reminds me of something. I can't put my finger on exactly what it was that it was similar to, but he was working off of something there. But I will say it was sort of fun to make that because we got to kind of live in the world of the movie, which you sort of get that experience from watching the film. But if you want to go even deeper into the world of the terror and really immerse yourself in it, we actually have created a 10-hour mix of footage from the film. This is all B-roll. This is no footage with any actors or people, no actors or people on screen. This is just establishing shots, footage of the locations and the scenery. And again, it goes on for 10 hours, and we set it to very soothing rainstorm sounds, and it's very relaxing. You can use it if you're studying or trying to fall asleep or hosting a Halloween party, whatever you want. I'm going to put the link for that up here, and I'll throw it in the chat if you guys want to check that out, mainly just to prove to you that we did actually make it, and I'm not just making this up. What is that? Oh, that's the wrong... Sorry, that's the fundraiser link again, but you know what? That's what you should go to. Go and donate money, and I'll figure out the link for the 10-hour video later. I'll bring that up later. But for now, let's see some more of the film.
You're doing the best thing. The Baron often does things which may seem strange to you and me, but the death of the Baroness was a severe shock to him. One from which I fear he has never fully recovered.
I understand completely, Stefan. Tell me something, Stefan.
If I can.
Who is Eric?
You recall the Baron spoke of returning from the war and finding the Baroness with another?
Yes?
Eric was that other. Wait! Wait!
Gustav.
She has seen you. She loves you. You must help her. Tonight, her soul cries out for release. Go back.
I've waited for you so long.
I've been searching for you, to help you, but you wander in strange places at strange hours.
You're really here.
Of course I'm here. And I'll never leave you again.
Never. When the night comes, I get cold. My arms and my shoulders get cold. I don't like the night. I want to be free of it.
You are free.
Only in here, in this holy place.
No. Everywhere with me. You must come away with me now.
No, I can't. Not until...
Until what?
The crypt. It must be destroyed. And with it, the dead.
Don't speak of the dead anymore. You're with me now.
I am possessed of the dead.
You're a warm, living woman. Who has told you these things?
The dead.
In Paris, they're doing wonderful things to discover the nature of the mind. I'll take you there. There are doctors who can free you from this.
From the dead?
The dead cannot reach out from the grave. You must come away with me now.
No. I'm afraid. The night.
There's nothing to be afraid of. You see? Love me and there is no fear.
Yes, Andrei. I do love you.
Then come away with me. Wait here. It's all right.
love, you are not alone. I am here with you now. Soon I will join you in eternal sleep. Stefan will flood the crypt and seal us here together with our love. Elsa. 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 Why do you not talk to me?
I am here, Victor. I've been waiting for you.
My love. My love.
You know what you must
No.
do.
Anything I will do that I dare not. Do not ask me, I beg of you.
You must, or we can never be together.
No, I cannot, I dare not.
Look at me, Victor.
Elsa, why do you torment me so?
You must do it, Victor. Only then can we be together. Only then, Victor.
I cannot. I dare not. My soul will be damned to eternal perdition.
Let me see who you really are. No! Don't go back! You must not! No! Let me go! What kind of a woman are you? Where are you? Who are you? Helene!
Is there a doctor in the village?
His illness is not of the flesh. I've seen this before. In a day or two, his mind will return. We can only wait.
The Baron tells me you've been with him since the Polish campaign.
That is true.
Then you must have been in this castle for 20 years. You must know every section of the estate. He's regaining consciousness.
No. He often moans during these seizures.
You have keys. Fetch them. I'd like to see the chapel.
The chapel?
Yes, if you don't mind.
The hinges are rusted solid.
Do you have a crowbar?
Yes, come with me.
What is it?
That light there. That's the Baroness's bedroom in the tower. The room's been sealed ever since that night. Not even the Baron would enter.
Come with me.
All right, folks, we are almost at the end of the movie, almost at the end of the show. So if you haven't donated yet to the Act Blue Fund for bail, mutual aid, and racial justice organizations, there is the URL. Please, we are not at our goal yet, so please, in this last section of the show, go there and give whatever you can, and we will be matching your donations. I want to point out the scene earlier on the cliff where the guy got his eyes pecked out and fell off the cliff. Just so we're clear, that was supposed to be nighttime. That was a day for night scene, classic day for night scene. which always bothers me, especially in these older movies, when they do day for night, and it's so poorly done, it's so unconvincing. Like, it takes me out of the story, and I don't get it. I mean, I just don't think it's that hard to do. If you're trying to make it look like night, make it darker. If you're trying to make it look like day, make it brighter, right? Like, it should be easy. I mean, I can do it on this show live right now. All I have to do is put on my night for day filter, and there you go. It totally looks like it's daytime right now, right? It looks like the sun is shining in through my window, and you can kind of see how messy my room is. It's completely convincing. It totally seems like I'm recording this during the day, right? And then I just turn my night for day filter off, and now it's back to nighttime again, right? Totally seamless. So I don't know why the professionals who made this movie couldn't get that right. But anyway, we are getting close to the end of the show, and that means that it is time for our horror host highlight reel. The Terror is a film which was made from recycled scraps. It was recycled itself, but I am also now recycling it by showing it on this show. And many horror hosts before me have done exactly the same thing. This movie is in the public domain. It's been in the public domain for a long time. A lot of horror hosts on TV and the internet have been screening it, and we're going to pay tribute to that tradition by showing a highlight reel we've put together of other horror hosts hosting The Terror. So I'm going to show that to you right now.
Did you know, darlings, Frankenstein made a film with the Joker from Batman?
What do you get when you cross a wayward French soldier, a woman who might be a ghost, a witch, and an inconsolable baron together? You get a terribly wonderful film called The Terror.
Tonight we are bringing you another Roger Corman classic, The Terror.
The Terror, from the master of public domain horror films, Roger Corman.
Roger Corman's 1963 atrocity, The Terror.
The Terror from 1963.
The Terror, 1963.
The Terror. The Terror. The Terror.
The Terror.
The Terror. The Terror.
Para esta noche os traigo una película muy especial, El Terror.
Boris, you should be ashamed of yourself, you senile, crazy old geezer. I mean, will you do anything for a paycheck?
Why do you torment me so?
As for Jack Nicholson, playing Lieutenant Andrei Duvalier.
Jack Nicholson's Lieutenant Duvalier.
Lieutenant Duvela.
With a French accent. I don't think so.
The worst French accent ever.
I've heard more accents with me coming. And me coming with an accent isn't very good.
But Helene, she is odd.
And how did Gustav fit into all of this again?
The Terror is sweeping over everyone.
Hi, I'm attorney Lee Turner. I hope you're enjoying tonight's film. If you are a loved one or thinking about applying for Social Security disability, there's a few questions you need to ask before you rush off and hire an attorney.
Von Lepp Optometry. At Von Lepp Optometry's exclusive seaside facility, we offer physical therapy, herbal tonics, designed for your eyes.
¿Dónde he visto yo ese uniforme que lleva? Es el mismo que llevó Marlon Brando en Desiree cuando hizo de Napoleón.
Now, we have come to the end of the film.
Were you terrified by The Terror? And if not, I completely understand.
Hasta ahora.
I love all those people. All right, but we have come to the end of the film. So if you haven't donated yet, get your donations in, your last-minute donations. I'm going to put the link in the chat again. And please enjoy the thrilling conclusion of Roger Corman's The Terror.
The Baron has the key to this lock. Lieutenant, don't! If the Baron should find out we've entered this room,
Baroness have a child?
I don't know. I never thought she did.
You spare me nothing.
Baron, if you'll permit me, I think that I can explain.
Stefan.
Forgive me, Baron. I only have
Stefan! Take this gun. Escort this gentleman from the castle. If he resists, kill him.
Yes, Baron. Lieutenant.
My love. My love.
I am here, Victor.
I'm weary, Ilsa. My soul cries out for relief.
There is but one way, Victor.
No. The holy covenants of God forbid it.
You will be forgiven.
Be sure.
Take your life as you took mine. Let your own hand destroy you and bring us together forever. Forever. No more torment, Victor. Forever. Forever.
I will, Elsa. I will.
Promise you, Lieutenant. If you return to Von Lepp Castle, I shall not hesitate to kill you.
Where is she? Let me be. Why did you lie to me about the girl? Call it off.
Doesn't matter now. You're too late. Tonight he damns himself. Yes, even now she taunts him to his own eternal doom.
You control the girl just as you control that bird. How? Mesmerism?
Mesmerism, you fool.
Why? Answer me, old woman, or I'll break your neck.
To avenge myself on the Baron von Lepp. She will drive him to God's one unpardonable sin. Suicide.
For what offense? What has the Baron done to you?
He killed my son, Eric.
Eric was your son?
Yes. And tonight the Baron pays for Eric's life with his own immortal soul.
She spoke of destroying the crypt.
Too late. Too late.
Baron, you mustn't go down!
get to him. He's locked himself in the crypt.
Eric is avenged.
Eric avenged?
She's used the girl as a puppet to drive the Baron to suicide.
But why?
She thinks it was the Baron that killed her son. She never knew it was you.
What do you mean? He killed my Eric.
Eric is her son?
You murderer!
No, wait! Don't you see now it was all a lie? The Baron did return that night to find Eric with the Baroness, and he did kill her. But there was a struggle, and in the fight, it was not Eric who died, but the Baron. I killed the Baron.
Then Eric is still alive?
He took the Baron's place, and for 20 years, no one has known. But he took the Baron's place in mind as well as body. In his mind, he is the Baron von Lepp.
The crypt. She's told him to flood the cellars. Now they'll both be killed. Eric!
Flood the cellars, how?
There's a tunnel that leads from the sea to the crypt.
Come with me.
He's locked it from the inside.
Good. You keep on here. I'll try and get in through the chapel. I may need you.
No, no, not the chapel. I may not enter the house of God. I have made my pact with another. No, no, no closer, no! Ah!
Here, Ilsa, my love. This time, forever.
Now, Victor. Now. I'm waiting.
Hurry, Victor, hurry.
Now, Victor, bring the sea into the crypt to mantle us forever. We will be together again, Victor. Together with our love here beneath the sea. Come to me, my love. Draw the veil. Look at me. And see how eagerly I await your embrace.
What have you done to me?
I have damned you as you damned me. The part of me that loved you lies there, Victor, rotting in the coffin. Look at it. See what your evil love has done to me and die with that vision in your brain.
Why have you done this to me?
I am the spirit of Ilsa that your unholy sin gave over to the dark powers. But now, by giving your immortal soul to them, I will be free Eric.
safe now. It's over. It's over. Do you understand? You're free now.
Free? Andrei.
Gross. By the way, I really like that they don't even try to do day for night in the exteriors in that last scene with the mill or whatever it is. They're just like, screw it. It's noon somewhere, right? All right, that was The Terror. I hope you guys enjoyed the movie. I do have one more bit of trivia for you before we wrap up the show here. In the 1990s, Roger Corman actually made a new version of The Terror because he was tired of not making any money off of it because it was in the public domain. So he shot some new footage. It was a wraparound framing device with Dick Miller, who played Stefan, the butler, an older version of that character telling the events of the film. So it starts with an older version of that character, and he starts telling the story, and then they just show the movie that you just saw, and then they go back to him at the end. And I want to just show you guys a quick clip from the ending of that version of The Terror.
And Andrei watched The Terror as poor Ilsa's face decayed into a molten mass of melted flesh.
Your story leaves me confused.
Your story leaves me confused. A little bit of self-awareness from Roger Corman and his collaborators there. You love to see it. But that was our show tonight. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in and watching this movie with us. It was really very fun for me. I hope it was fun for you. We did not make our goal on the donations, but thank you so much to everybody who donated. Your donations will be matched by us, and we really appreciate it. We will be back next week showing the film The Devil Bat from 1940, starring Bela Lugosi, another horror icon who knew a thing or two about bats. And that show will be next Wednesday, July 1st, as you might have seen on that tapestry earlier in the film, at 9 p.m., just like tonight. So I hope you guys all return for that show. Thank you again for tuning in. This was produced by me and Andrei Alupului, our associate producer. It's Mary Beth Pritchett. And have a good night, everyone.